A recent survey undertaken by a UK car magazine has revealed that driving electric cars will not be as beneficial to the user as anticipated, unless costs at various public charging stations are vastly reduced. The French-based International Energy Agency have stated that global energy-related carbon dioxide emissions rose slightly in December 2020 compared with the same month of 2019. This indicates that the sharp drop seen due to the pandemic was short-lived, with US emissions mainly responsible. BBC Brazil, in a new TV documentary, penetrated deep within criminal networks who are illegally selling and deforesting conserved lands, even within an indigenous reserve. In a new twist, some land grabbers are posting the plots they're selling on Facebook, a practice likely to bring international attention and outrage. Hello, and welcome to Prime8 News. The decade we have all recently entered has officially been labelled as the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. This programme will run from 2021 until 2030 and is designed to concentrate efforts in maintaining ecological consideration and ensure restoration resilience in a target area of 2 billion hectares of degraded lands worldwide. In simple terms, this will hopefully mean that more care will be taken in suggested change of use in these areas, as well as greater protection of the habitats and ecosystems that will already exist there. The areas identified are mainly where forests are combined with protected areas, agriculture, water bodies, and human settlements on a landscape-wide scale. A huge proportion of countries across the world are participating in this decade of improvements, providing excellent opportunities for the land of humans to really focus on the consequences of any potential land use. Back home in Primasia, we have been following a similar strategy for as long as any of us can remember. Before I start to tell you all about Primasia in more detail, I wanted to let you know that from next week we will be helping you with tips and advice on the things you can do on a day-to-day basis in order to improve your environmental impact without even having to blink. Talking of blinking, I must remember to ask Professor Prawn which optometrist he used for his new monocle. It still keeps falling off. That would drive me bananas. Okay, so, Primasia. We have not told you much about the continent so far. The Prime8 Gang are busy back home making their final preparations to release our adventure game. I believe from what I have heard here in the land of humans, that schools will enjoy their May holiday during the last week of that month. Well, all our Primasia goodies will become available at that very time. We have, now let me see, oh yes, there's Prime8 Coding. That is what Cody has been working on with the gang. That will be available to all primary schools from the first week in June. Then, of course, there is the range of books, some of which you will have seen already. These were written by the gang about their time spent in the land of humans before they headed to Primasia. There are 8 books in the series, all of which you can see here. Marvellous! And such a bargain for just £2.99 each, including the postage and packing. Wow! I must tell people here in the land of humans more about these as life starts to return to normal. The box set is fantastic value. The main adventure game will be released in chapters. The first one being called The Birth of Primopolis, available at the beginning of June on PC and Mac. Work on the console version will start after that. Primasia is made up of a series of islands, but we, namely the Prime8 Gang and I, all live on the largest island, called Prime8 Island. This is where Green Mountain is located, being the location of Prime8 Cavern. Prime8 Island has a temperate climate, similar to here in the UK, where I am at the moment. The other 5 islands all boast different climates. Pyros Island, for example, where the great Eddie lizard lives, has an arid climate. Just like places in parts of Africa, Asia and South America, here in the land of humans. Anyway, you will understand much more about all this once we release the Primasia soundtrack, written for us by the great Ronnie Moorings, here in the land of humans. Oh, and the trailer to the adventure game will be out in a few weeks too. Ooh, how exciting it all is! Oh, I must call Simon and ask him how he got on with the final editing of another song we wrote too. Oh, calm down, Tick. The players of the game will also get involved with that. So, back to the subject of next week, when we will get down to basics with Help Your Household, a new and concise feature to guide you on the day-to-day basics of being more eco-friendly. This week's word of focus is lifestyle, the interests, opinions, behaviours and behavioural orientations of an individual, group or culture. Until then, it's goodbye from here in the land of humans. Remember, our environment is key to life on land and in the sea. Now where is mask number 81? It fitted over my beak beautifully, but I can't see it. Oh dear.